Long way, get this shit a long way, hit the long way, long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a know she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be trippin' every day, she be trippin' every way. But I gotta get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, yeah. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a pong way. My name is Tori, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, yeah, we get the shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of SavingsMinusDebt. I'm your host, LJ Young. Let me do a couple things here. Welcome. I know it's been a minute. As you guys can see, I've been working on my shorts, so been putting a lot of concentration in my YouTube shorts. What's up, Demetrius, QJC, Suarat? What's going on? Aaron B, how you doing, man? You like that avatar, huh? I know, that's funny. I know there's a name for it, but I just think it's funny as hell. I just love it. It fits exactly for what I do. It's just crazy. I know it's been a minute. Hope you guys been doing well. Been working hard on the shorts, getting new subscribers. Got, I think within a week and a half, I got about 100. So it's been reaching more people so they can come over, check out the videos, you know, come and get a better understanding what SMD is. Because you guys know, especially SMD family members, you guys already know that there is no other channel like this one. Now, if you're new to the channel, again, my name is LJ Young, the founder of SMD. And I am just here. Long story short, I'm just here to share my gift. And my gift is that I now understand that capitalism is psychological capitalism. So there's capitalism and then there's psychological capitalism. They go hand in hand. Okay. One cannot work without the other. The majority of people, like, how can I put this? How psychological capitalism works, the majority must be in debt and not know they're in debt. That's the psychological part. You know, if it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. All right, let me give you a couple of examples. So you always, I always give the main example so people know. Now, this SMD is a very it's the real financial red pill. Okay, now if you open if you're a homeowner, if you believe you're a homeowner and you have a mortgage, open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, and then hit equal. Now, as you look at that large negative number on your calculator, I just want you to listen to my voice. What kind of house can you buy with the amount of money that you see on your calculator right now? And you're probably thinking, well, I can't buy no house. Then how did you buy the house you're living in today? You didn't, because mortgages buy people, not houses. Now, if you look at that large negative number and you still believe you're a homeowner, that's the psychological part. People believe it because the homeowners don't have mortgage payments. That's what makes them homeowners. These are mathematical facts. You're probably thinking, well, what about the equity? And you can't own the equity in the house that you didn't have the money to buy. That's the psychological. If it's a mortgage, that means the bank owns the house. That means you couldn't buy the house without the bank's help. Now, I don't care what the bank does. I don't care the interest rate they charge. I don't care because you don't have to use them. The bank is a tool. They're just there to assist people with no money, debt slaves. Now, the psychological part, because I don't want you to think I'm here to talk about you just because you got a mortgage, you're a bad person. No, I'm just here to tell you something. Without the majority believing that they're homeowners with mortgages, the housing market wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist at all. The majority of what you see are bank owned houses, bank owned cars, bank owned everything. I don't care what they do, how they do it, who cares? But it's up to you to keep believing it or not. Now, if you come over here on the psychological capitalism part where you own a house, the bank is part of your life if you choose it to be. Now, here we teach you don't have the bank in your personal finances, but if you choose to have them in your business finances, that's all good. It's a totally different area. Anyway, 1 second, sipping my coffee here. Now, today, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try my best because I want to make sure I give you guys a very good perspective of what psychological capitalism is, and hopefully help you cross over to the other side because here at SMD, we're a family. Okay. We help each other become multimillionaires. Okay. This is how we do it. You come over here, you're like, oh, it's not that hard to become a multimillionaire. No, it's not. It's not hard at all. First, you have to own yourself. That's step number one. First, you have to, in order for you to be successful in business, you must first own the business of yourself. And you're probably thinking, again, I know it's a struggle, but trust me, it's a struggle. You're probably thinking, what do you mean own myself? I'm free. I can do whatever I want. All you got to do is this. Log into your credit report. Okay, log in there. And when you get in there, go past the credit score and go down into your credit report. See all those businesses in there? They all own you. You are their stock. They own you until you pay back all their money that you borrowed from them for houses and cars and credit cards. They own you until you pay them back. They're your owners. Credit reports are owner ledgers. That's all a credit report is. It's an owner ledger. It keeps track of all the businesses that own you. That's how that works. Now, I always show a picture. Wait, let me do that now while I'm thinking about it. Just a second. Share, is it share screen? Oh, window tab. Anyway, I always show a picture of my credit report. so you guys can see what that looks like. Let me do that right now. I want to do that. Just a second. 1 second. Let me show you guys because I just don't want to just be talking. I had it up, but I removed it, obviously. Crap. I don't know what I did with it. I'll come back to it. Anyway, it's blank with a whole bunch of zeros, okay? It's blank with a whole bunch of zeros. That's what you want your credit report to look like. Nothing on it. Nobody owns me. I own myself. So when you deal with people, especially with money, like, let me give an example. Say like you're looking for investment advice, uh, uh, you're looking for any type of tax advice from professionals. You say, this is what you say to them. Can I see your personal credit report? They're going to be shocked. They're going to be like, what? What do you want to see that for? I want to see if you own the business of yourself. They're going to be like, well, what do you mean? I want to see if any businesses own you. Because you can't give me no advice if you don't even own yourself. That's what you do. Anybody, I'm telling you, anybody. Because if you like, say, like you have, and this happens all the time, you guys really don't even know, okay? And this is the psychological part. All these people with giving you financial, business, tax advice, they got student loans older than the children. You got to say to yourself, well, if you're trying to give me advice, why do you have student loans? Most of those people that are giving you guys professional that you're paying for too, you're paying for it. They have student loans older than their business. Older than their business. Student loans from college. They've been in business for like 20 years and they still have student loans from college. You got to say to yourself, you got to say to them, why is that? Why do you guys have those student loans? You'll see that they have a nice car, they have a nice house, and you're like, wait a minute, your student loans are older than all the stuff in your life. Yep, sure is. You got to answer that question, Mr. or Mrs. Professional. You got to answer that question. They're not going to have an answer for you. You know why? Because it's a psychological thing. It's not that these finance or tax professionals are dumb or stupid. I want to make sure that's clear. I'm not calling these people dumb or stupid or, they're no good. They're probably very good at what they do, but they're missing a major piece. What's up, Arlene? They're missing a major piece, the psychological piece. That they don't know that they don't own themselves or the business of themselves. They don't own the business of themselves. 1 second. Now, this is where I come in, especially if you are in the profession of finance or taxes, or maybe you're a young college student going into these fields. Let me tell you something. I will help you be the best in your field. How? By understanding that capitalism is psychological. This is the difference between capitalism and psychological capitalism. The majority must be in debt and not know it. That's the psychological part. You must understand that debt slaves, people who are in debt and don't know it, they are the currency. Currency does not exist for debt slaves because they are the currency. Open up your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance equals you are the currency. Your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals you are the currency. Your bank account balance minus your student loan balance equals you are the currency. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological to you. Now, you don't want to, the younger you are to get this information, the better. Now, if you're around my age, 50 plus, I'm 52, and you still have student loan debt, you're gonna let me put it this way. If you come here and understand that capitalism is psychological in your 50s, you will have to have a very, very strong mind. Not saying that not saying that you can't become free, because there's chapter 7. Chapter 13 is for debt slaves. I'm just talking about chapter 7 bankruptcy, okay? That's a tool. It's not bad. It doesn't mean you're a loser. It doesn't, hey, what about how long does bankruptcy stay on my credit report? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long it's there. You're free. Chapter 7, bankruptcy will free you legally. That's why it's there. Why do you think they put it there? For losers? No, for winners. Now, I'm not talking about the people that abuse it, get it, go get chapter 7, clear their debt, and then go right back into debt because they think, oh man, I need credit to do anything. No, that's the psychological part. Believing that you need credit to buy anything. Credit is a tool. You don't need it. Now, if you believe in your life that you need it, that's a psychological problem. Mortgages buy people, not houses. Without you in the house, that the house is worthless to the bank. I get it. The banks are, hey man, the bank's been at this for over 100 years. Okay, they've been at it before you were born. I don't want you thinking, believing half these people on the internet talking about, hey, I figured out a way to fool the banks and you can use their money and trick them into, hey man, listen. Anybody you hear talking like that, you click off their videos, their articles, they're just, hey man, they're just selling something to you. Okay. Now, today I got about 3 articles. Now I put these article links in the description of this video. So if you want to go check them out yourself, you can. What I want to make sure this is clear, okay? I am going to give you a psychological capitalism perspective outside of what you know and hear of these videos. This is not to talk bad about anybody in the video, saying they're stupid or they're dumb or they don't know anything. I'm just telling you the purpose of videos like these, videos and articles like this, so you can understand. You can either choose to stay on the capitalism side where the majority of debt slaves live, because without debt slaves, none of this can happen. Okay. I want you to understand the majority must be in debt for psychological capitalism to work. That must be. They must believe. Put it this way: if debt slaves knew that you couldn't buy a car with a car loan, the car market would disappear. If debt slaves knew they were loan owners and not homeowners because of mortgages, the housing market would vanish. Do you understand? That cannot happen, nor do I want that to happen. I don't care what the banks do. I don't care that they, charge interest rates and do all this other stuff and all this stuff in their paperwork and hidden fees. Whatever. It's just business. I don't care how they do it. Congratulations to them. I can only imagine how long it took. Think about it. How long did that take to psychologically program debt slaves to have them believe that they're homeowners? You know how long that must have taken? That must have taken a long, long time. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting some text messages. Okay. That must have taken a very long time. I get it. The banks, now that I understand capitalism is psychological, I have nothing but respect for the big banks. Nothing but respect. Oh, that's how long it took you guys to do that. Because they got me. I financed a couple of homes in my life. Each time I thought I was a homeowner. Each time. Congratulations, bank. But now my eyes are open. That will never happen again, ever. Okay, ever. Anyway, let me bring up the first article. Let me see. Let's bring up this one. Okay, hold on just a second. 1 second. Let me see. Share video file? No, share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Got the sniffles this morning for some reason. Okay, hold on. All right. I only got one screen, man. I gotta get some multiple screen. I'm working on my laptop here. All right. Okay. Come on, LJ. Damn. All right, I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna stop it in between. Okay, so you guys can. I'm gonna stop it and give you. I'm gonna let you hear what they're saying, and then I'm gonna give you the psychological perspective of what they're really trying to say. Okay, so this particular one, let's start with the title. Okay. How student loan debt is holding millennials back from home ownership. Okay, let me tell you what they're really. Okay, first of all, it's only about mathematics. Millennials have nothing to do with math. The generation you were born has nothing to do with mathematics. Okay, math is timeless. Time does not affect math. Okay, 1 + 1 = 2 today. I don't care if you're 5 years old. I don't care if you're 80 years old. 1 + 1 = 2. It's been like that before all of us on this channel listening were born. All of us right here today alive listening to this broadcast right now on this video. 1 + 1 = 2 before we were all born. I want to make sure that's clear. Okay. What is that? Okay. We're going to let me press play on this one. Now, if you guys can, make sure you guys can hear it okay. If you can't, let me know in the chat, okay? All right, let's press play.
The pandemic fueled crunch on the housing market, and obviously inflation and unrelenting competition push costs even higher.
Yeah, they're the largest generation of adults in U.S. history, now in their prime home buying years. But many say the burden of student debt is preventing them from doing just that, from becoming first-time home buyers. NBC News correspondent Antonia.
All right, they're talking about. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's make sure you guys can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear the video okay? Give me a 1. Let me know. So, because I can't really see with all these screens open. Somebody give me something. All right, let me check myself then. All right. Let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Or hear the video okay? Give me a 1. Give me something. All right. I'm assuming you guys can. So let's go on. All right, cool. Thank you, Arlene. Much appreciated.
Hilton is with us on set. It's great to see you. Tell us about this.
You guys. Look, it is hard for anyone to get into a home right now.
Okay, let's pause right there. It is hard for anyone to get a loan. That's not true. Only for people in debt. Now, I want you guys, now these, believe it or not, videos like the one we're about to watch are needed. I know it's kind of confusing. Are needed in psychological capitalism. They're designed to create confusion, make you believe that it's difficult and hard and hardly anybody can do it. Then they put this girl up here, you know, she looked cute, she's dressed nice to make it more believable, like she's going to tell you something, like she knows something. Okay, it's not hard for anyone, just for people in debt and for people in student loan debt, because the only way to buy a house, now listen closely, the only way to buy a house is in cash. A mortgage cannot buy a house. A mortgage is called financing. Cash is called buy. With cash, you buy a house. Mortgage is called financing. So I want you guys to understand, in psychological capitalism, they mix the words. Hey, I'm looking to buy a house with what? A mortgage? Yeah, you're wrong. You can't buy a house with a mortgage. That's called financing. Make sure you listen to the words. Now, that's on purpose to make the majority believe, debt slaves, believe that there is no other way to buy a house other than a mortgage. Okay? That's part of it. That's how it works.
Now, but if you're a millennial and you're carrying student debt, it is additionally challenging.
Now, they keep coming to millennials, right? You guys are you guys are the prime target for the next generation of people with debt. That's why they're focusing on you. That's why they use, I think, and in my opinion, that's why they create these millennials, Gen X, so they know they can tell you who they're focusing on, because soon as you hear millennial, the first thing you're going to do is go, hey, what are the ages are millennials? And then you're going to go look it up, and then you're going to find your age in there, and then you're going to automatically program your brain to say, hey, whenever they bring up millennials, they're talking about me. That's all. That's how it works. So if you believe you are part of this generational thing that has something to do, that means they're focusing on you to figure out how they can get your generation into mortgages. That's called business. There's nothing wrong with, listen, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. That's just how it works. Okay. But it's up to you to not believe the laws of mathematics. Mortgages do not buy houses. They buy people. Okay.
Challenging. If you're a young professional who has debt, even if you have saved up for a good down payment, you have a good credit score and a good income, if you're carrying debt, many lenders just won't work with you.
Let me explain this to you, okay? So you guys can really understand, okay? When you walk into the bank with hundreds of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars with student loan debt, the bank is going to clearly understand that you don't understand that mortgages do not buy houses. They understand that if you walk into the bank with student loan debt that you've had for years, if you haven't paid off your student loan debt, which is way less than a house, the cost of a house, you're not going to pay off the house. You're not. Because you got to understand, if you can't pay off your student loan debt that's way less than the house, you most definitely are never going to pay off a house. They're going to own not only the house the whole time you're in it, they're going to own you in the house. You are the equity. You are the appreciation. The whole time that you're in the house, you're going to walk around calling yourself a homeowner. That means you're part of the program. Homeowners don't have mortgage payments. That's what makes them homeowners. I'm here to help you you can be on either side. You can be a real homeowner, or you can be a pretend homeowner. Talking about equity, I'm going to leverage the bank's money. Those are all programs. The bank is leveraging you. When you hear people talk about, hey, man, you get in there, get a house, you leverage the equity, go buy a rental. No, they're leveraging you. When you have to go to the bank to get permission to buy anything, that means you are the equity. They're leveraging you. And that's called, damn, I keep hitting that thing. That's called business. I don't care what the banks do. I don't care how they do it. If you choose to do it, that's your business. Okay.
Right now. And many people are worried it means that an entire generation is going to get shut out of the American dream. Take a look. For 2 years, Asia Ingram has been trying to find a place in Chicago to call home. When she's not in the lab as an engineer and scientist, she's on the hunt.
Because you like historic homes, and this one right here has a lot to offer.
But her dream keeps getting deferred, thanks to almost $220,000 in student loan debt.
Now, this woman here, she's looking for homes. And she has almost $250,000 in student loan debt, and she's looking for homes. So let me tell you what she's trying to do. Exactly, Cupcakes. They're telling you right now. You're just not, when you're in it, you don't really understand the American dream. If you believe that you can buy a house with a mortgage, you are dreaming, because it's not mathematically true. It's not. Okay. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it cannot make financial sense. So what this young lady is doing, remember, she's a millennial. They're focusing on you. So when you're a millennial, you look at this woman, you're like, hey, she's my age. Of course she's your age, because you're the target. Okay. Now what she's doing, she got $220,000 in student loan debt. She's looking to buy a house, which is probably another $300,000. She's looking to put herself in over $500,000 in debt. Check it out. So like she's going to be approved. They're going to approve her, because without those guys, without millennials believing that they could be homeowners with student loan debt, the housing market couldn't exist. That's bad for the bank. So they're going to figure out how to do it. Okay. It's going to happen. Right. And then she's going to put herself in over $500,000 in debt, and walking around telling everybody she's a homeowner. She's not throwing away money on rent. With people with mortgages, they don't understand that you're renting. A mortgage is renting from the bank. If you're a homeowner, who are you making payments to? The owner, who is the bank. That's all part of how it works. That's cool. Again, it's called business. I don't care. That you guys are the target. When I was that age, the banks got me. I believed I was a homeowner. I get it, totally get it, understand it. But I'm just telling you now, if you don't want to be like this woman, don't believe it.
Racked up in undergraduate, master's, and PhD programs, and lenders keep rejecting her. When you look at your debt, how does it make you feel?
I almost feel like I'm getting emotional, because especially when you grow up in Black communities, education is the only way. You know, it's just.
Okay. Now I want you guys to pay attention to something, okay? Especially when you grow up in Black communities and this and that, math has nothing to do with the color of your skin. 1 + 1 = 2. It's like, this is when you hear that, I want you to listen to it, listen to things differently. If I wrote on say like I was on a stage in front of everybody, and I wrote, and then I had this whiteboard covered in it with a cover on it, and then I flip it back, and when you can see it, you see 1 + 1 = 2. And I turned to the audience and said to you guys, what color person you think wrote this on the board? 1 + 1 = 2. Do you think a Black person wrote it? White person? Chinese person? You guys would look at me like I'm crazy. Like, doesn't matter who wrote that? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Okay. That's all part of the program. That's all part of the program. Okay.
Feels like almost like a joke.
A Legal and General study found 36% of millennials say student debt keeps them from becoming homeowners.
36% of millennials believe that student loan debt is preventing them from becoming homeowners. Of course it is. See how they make it sound fancy? So they asked all the people in student loan debt, is it preventing them from being a homeowner? Well, of course it is. You guys did a poll on that? That's called the program, to make you guys. So as a millennial in student loan debt, when you listen to that and you read that, you're like, wow, that's great. Of course it is. They're talking to you. They're not talking to people that don't have student loan debt. Now, you got to remember this. If you're in student loan debt, guess what else you have? You have all kinds of other debt, because when you have student loan debt, you cannot buy anything. You are in debt. You are the currency. That means she has car loan debt. She has credit card debt. She has all kind of debt because she has no money to buy anything. Okay. That's how it works.
For young professionals of color, it's even harder.
For young professionals of color, what's that got to do with anything? Nothing. Why do they keep saying that? For you guys, for you to believe it's a Black thing. Oh, this is the only way college is a business. You don't need college to be successful. That's a program. Okay. Now, if you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, of course you need school. But you can get out there and create your own business. You don't need college. That's a tool. That's a program.
After decades of discrimination in jobs and housing, many have tried to close the wealth gap through achievement in higher education.
How am I going to build this family or this ideal if I'm going to be renting for the rest of my life? $2,000 and $3,000, $4,000 coming out of my bank account each month into something that I don't own.
Asia.
Now you're listening to her. What am I gonna do if I'm renting all my life? If you're in debt, if you're in $220,000 worth of debt, you have no choice but to rent. You cannot buy anything. But in her mind, she believes if she can get a mortgage, she believes that she bought something. She believes that she will own something. She will own over $500,000 in debt. That's what she's going to own. And guess what she's going to never do? Never pay it off, ever. She needs to be sitting down and figuring out how to pay off her $220,000 worth of debt. Now, if she's got all these degrees, she looks like she really has a good job. What she needs to do is keep her job, move back with her parents, start paying her parents rent or whatever she needs to do, and pay off her student loan debt. That's what she needs to do. And it looks like she has a job that's probably making six figures. She can be debt free within within 4 years. She could pay off her student loan debt within 4 years. And imagine how fast her money would stack with no debt with a good job like that.
Asia's realtor Nicole Wheatley specializes in finding young professionals homes. She frequently writes to the Biden administration, demanding they follow through on the campaign promise to cancel at least $10,000 in loans per borrower.
Okay, now listen. Okay. Debt slaves in student loan debt always start blaming somebody else. It's somebody else's fault. The president needs to do this. The president needs to do that. Somebody needs it. You got into student loan debt yourself. You did. You gonna blame somebody else? No. Now they say, hey, the Biden administration needs to follow through with their 10,000. Okay, say like the Biden administration did. Hey, we're going to cancel $10,000 in student loan debt. And let's use this woman for example. She has $220,000 worth of student loan debt. When they cancel $10,000, now she's going to have $210,000. You think she's going to be able to pay it off? No.
Financial institutions need to change, but also policy needs to change too. How the regulations that are in place.
What does the president owe young professionals right now?
He absolutely owes young professionals by standing by his word.
To lenders, it didn't matter that Nayela Malone had great credit, owned a therapy business, and was on a debt repayment plan. After months of trying with two different lenders in 2020, she had to take a break. What are the explanations that you've been given?
Oh, the only one is the student loan debt.
Today, she pays $800 more in rent than the cost of the mortgage on the home she wanted.
It just got very dark for me because I could not understand it. And I didn't want to hear any more explanations. I felt defeated. I felt invisible.
Could you have settled for a smaller home in a cheaper neighborhood?
No, why should I? No. I work hard. I own my own business. I have more degrees than a thermometer, and I deserve to be safe.
Mortgage lender Linda McCoy says it's.
Now, did you hear her? Did you hear her? She believes that she deserves something. Do you believe you could settle for a house? No, you don't have a choice. You have student loan debt. You don't have a choice to where you live. You don't have a choice to what you can get, what you can't get. Oh, I have more degrees than. What's that mean? That doesn't mean anything. That means when somebody brags, and this is definitely for you individuals out there that people with degrees that try to make you feel bad because you don't have one. When you hear somebody bragging about multiple degrees, I want you to understand this. They have multiple thousands of dollars in student loan debt to go along with it. Okay. They have no choice. Now, this woman, the woman we just watched, she's in a student loan forgiveness program. That means she's paying hardly nothing on her student loans right now as they're stacking interest, nothing. They said in the video, oh, she's paying $800 a month more than the mortgage. That has nothing to do with anything. Rent is an expense. Mortgage is debt. They do the comparison between rent and mortgage all the time. There is no comparison between the two. Okay. One, if you're paying, say you found out a mortgage is $1,000, okay, and you're paying rent at some place for $1,500. What they're not telling you is this: the person, if you get a mortgage and you're paying $1,000 a month, you have $300,000 in debt backing it up. If you're paying rent, you just pay $1,000 a month. You don't have $300,000 in debt. Now, the people will make it look like, hey, this is the program. What people always say, hey, stop throwing away money on rent. That is a program that debt slaves spit to each other all the time. They have no idea what they're saying when they say that. Hey, man, stop throwing away money on rent. Then when you hear somebody say that, you turn to them and say, is there a place I can live for free? Where can I live for free? Nowhere. Rent is an expense. I have a roof over my head. I have water, wash and dryer. Something break, I just call a landlord. They come and fix it. That's what I'm paying for. But people with mortgages, they don't understand that they're renting from the bank. That's what when you hear that, you go, you making mortgage payments? They're going to tell you yes. You say, well, who are you making mortgage payments to? The bank, the owner.
It's on the federal government to adjust the rules.
Do lenders need to change their practices?
Somebody's got to do it from the top. We can't do it from, the lender. It's not our debt. We can't just cancel it, but they can.
But in cities struggling with violence and policing like Chicago, a rejection from a lender can change a family's future. Camila Rashad bought her family their first home on the South Shore. It wasn't her first choice, but her $560,000 in student loans kept her out of many neighborhoods.
500 she has over $500,000. I can feel that one. Over $500,000 in student loan debt. And listen, they didn't call her Dr. So-and-so either. Listen, you guys gotta really listen. Over $500,000 in student loan debt, and they didn't call her doctor. They just called her by her name. Now remember, over $500,000 in debt. She just bought her new house. They using bought. She didn't buy anything. Okay, you guys got to listen closely. She did not. She financed. She has a mortgage. So $500,000 in debt. That house, right? Let's just say that house right there costs $350,000. Okay, when you have $560,000 worth of student loan debt, you have no down payment money. You have no money at all, none. So you add that $350,000 on top of her $500,000. She's almost close to $1 million in debt. $1 million. And then they add in, bad neighborhoods, violence. That's just to scare you guys, okay? That's just to make you believe that because you can't do something, you have to live in a bad. No, you can rent in a nice neighborhood. You don't have to finance a mortgage in a bad neighborhood. You don't have to do. That's a choice. But what that woman doesn't know, and on top of this, now listen. If you have over $500,000 in student loan debt and you're not a doctor or a lawyer, that means she probably 9 times out of 10, she probably abused the student loan system, used it to buy stuff. She probably kept switching degrees, changing her mind, using the money for other stuff. If you look deeper into it, because there's no excuse for that. 500, you're not a doctor? No, then what have you been doing with all that money? That's student loan abuse, but that's on purpose. Why do you think student loan money is so easy to get? So they can own you voluntarily. You do that voluntarily, they own you. $560,000 with a mortgage on top of that, she will listen. The chances of her becoming a real homeowner, meaning no mortgage, that's slim to none. Slim to none. And when you go to the bank, I want you guys to make sure this is clear. when you go to the bank asking for a mortgage with over $500,000 in student loan debt, the bank understands that you are never going to own this house. They will own this house the whole time you're in it, and they know it. That's called business.
And I hear gunshots like right outside my gate. My car was parked outside, so there's now 2 bullet holes in my car.
2 15-year-olds were shot. Camila tries not to think about what might have happened if her kids had been home. But as Asia continues to search and Nayela tries to heal, she refuses to give up.
After everything that I've been through, it's going to take a whole lot more than 2 bullet holes in my car to get me up out of this house.
It's going to take you figuring out how to pay off $560,000, over $500,000 in student loan debt. That's what it's going to look at her. She's smiling and she doesn't even know. Now, again, she's not dumb. She's not stupid. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know that capitalism is psychological. This has nothing to do with the person personally. Okay. This is a program that's been in capitalism, been around since 1900s. If capitalism is here, psychological capitalism is here. People don't know. Listen, millions of people don't know that you cannot buy a house. And I want you to make sure this is clear. You can't, if you have student loan debt, you cannot buy a house. You cannot buy a car. You cannot save for retirement. You cannot do nothing because you are the currency. If you are living in the negative, you are the currency. A house is nothing without you. Now, if they can get millions of people, what they already have done, millions of people with mortgages to call themselves homeowners, stop throwing away money on rent, all of those people are saying that they are the currency. Them. They don't know they are. They believe they own the equity in the house that they didn't have the money to buy. That's called they are the currency.
When you find not just a house, but a place that becomes your home, and it's about your legacy, it's about your family, you will work as hard. I will work as hard as I can to protect it.
Yeah. Wow. What a statement right there, right? Protecting it.
Absolutely. Look, if you're a young person who has student debt and really wants to get into a home, it's difficult, but it's
See, that's why they keep saying young person. They're focused on you guys. You guys are the next generation of financed home buyers. They need to get you in. That's why they're building all these communities like fucking lickety split. They're hurrying up. They're trying to get you guys in them. They're trying to get you guys in them. They're building all these houses so you guys can be a so-called home. So they build a whole housing community and pack you guys all in it like pack rats. HOAs, PMI, this and that. They pack you guys in, and each of you guys believe that you guys are homeowners in these communities. Now, if you did an aerial view over these new housing communities, they'll look like apartments. They look like they look like apartments. Each of you guys believe that you're a homeowner in these communities. Don't barely have any yard. You're only able to park maybe 1 or 2 cars. You can't have no gas because where are they going to park? Nowhere.
it's not entirely impossible. So what I'd recommend is finding a realtor who really specializes in working with young professionals and really understands student debt. If you can get professional help and you can have the patience to know that the process could take months or maybe even a couple of years, you're
going to you probably find a realtor also in student loan debt that really understands, why they understand student loan debt? Because they have it too. They're going to tell you, hey, I got a house and I have student loan debt. Hey, I'm just like you. Yes, you are. You guys are exactly the same. You guys own nothing. But that's how it's supposed to be. That's how psychological capitalism works. Because again, I want you to listen closely. If the millions of people didn't believe there were homeowners with mortgages, the housing market wouldn't exist because it couldn't exist. I don't want that. I don't care what the millions of debt slaves believe. I believe what you want to believe. Debt slaves believe that you can invest in retirement while having a mortgage. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can't do that. And you're probably thinking, well, LJ, I've been doing this with people. Hey, listen, I've been making these shorts, and people say this all the time in the comments. What are you talking about? I've been investing in for years into retirement while having a mortgage. That's what you believe. That's not mathematically true. The laws of mathematics are facts. Those are facts. It's not, there's no dispute. There's no opinion about it. That's how it works. But if you believe you've been investing in retirement while having a mortgage, that is not true. Like, I always throw this one out. Like Dave Ramsey. Okay, he's a big, hey, without him, I wouldn't be here today on the mic. But I want you guys to listen. The difference between business. Okay, that's business. Dave Ramsey says, hey, when you pay off all your debt and you get down to your mortgage, start investing 15% into retirement. That's what he says. Okay. Now, if you open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, that's how much money you have to put 15% in retirement. Now, you're going to look at the calculator and say, well, LJ, that's a large negative number. I know that. You can't do that. That's mathematically impossible. You know what that's called? That's called business. There, he's going to divert you to one of his investor pros, and then they're going to make some more money off of you. That's called business. There's nothing wrong with it. Dave Ramsey's doing nothing wrong by doing it. It doesn't matter what he does. I don't care how he does it. I'm just showing you something, okay? That whatever, Mr. Rand, I don't care what he does. I'm just telling you, you cannot do that.
You can make it happen, but it is hard out there.
Good advice,
yeah.
but boy, a couple of years, that's something. That says a lot too.
So hard to get out from under that debt. Yeah, and so many people waiting on what's going to happen this summer from the president.
Wow, you see that? But videos like this are very important, okay? Very important to psychological capitalism. Now let's go to the next one, okay? Let me bring up this one. Here we are, another millennials, okay? All right. Oh, wait, no, I haven't brought it up yet. I'm sorry. Let me bring it up here. Video file. Nope, not that one. I always get this confused. Share screen. Okay, there we go. I know, right, Nick? They're waiting for forgiveness. I think they just throw that out there so you guys see how many debt slaves beg for forgiveness. Just see how many are out there. Okay, let's get to this part here. What did I do with that just now? No, that's not it. Where are you at? Okay, here we go. All right. What's up, Cosmic? Long time no see. All right, here we go.
Growing up, I know I was personally told, hey, live at home with your parents, especially as a female, until you get married and then you move out with your husband.
Okay. $252,275,000. Okay, I'll turn the volume up. Okay. You see that? And she's 30 years old. Listen to the words. She thought she said, I just bought my home. I just bought. She didn't buy anything. These are words to help millennials, you young people, believe that you can buy something. Oh. Can you guys hear it now? Crap. Why is it not playing now? Man, I hate it when that happens.
My name is Crystal Yankusi. I am 30 years old, and I just bought my first home in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes from Atlanta.
Can you guys hear now?
My home was $252,000. I am a recruiter at one of the big 4 accounting firms, and I work from home.
Let me know. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Okay, cool. Cool.
This home is approximately 1,850 square feet, and it has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms.
Now, 30 years old, $252,000 is the house, okay? Make sure that's clear. This is you guys' generation. They're focusing on you guys, okay?
This is my living space, which includes my kitchen. One of my favorite parts of the home, as I do love to cook, I love to bake, I love to entertain. The base floor has a powder room and the living space, kitchen, and a dining space as well, while the upper level has all the bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and then a laundry room. And here we have the master living space, which includes my lovely bed. The theme for this room is definitely dreamy and chic. Being a first-time home buyer, I was told that there were so many different opportunities and so many different grants and assistance programs that would be able to assist me while on my search. Unfortunately, I did not qualify for a lot of the assistance programs here in Georgia due to income and various other factors. I decided to find a neighborhood and explore lenders that way after I decided on where I wanted to live versus getting pre-approved on the front end. I know a big misconception I had when I was looking. I thought I had to put down that 20% to get a home.
Okay, here's as you watch her, okay, you got to listen. She thinks she bought something. She was looking for assistance to buy the house because she has no money. That's why you're looking for assistance. She thought, oh, I need to put 20%. It's important to the housing market to make you believe that you can buy a house with not enough money. You make you believe that first of all, say like she had 20%. Okay, let's just go with the 20%. To make you believe that you can buy a house for 20% of the purchase price. That's not mathematically true. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Okay. Now, she doesn't even have the 20%. She needs assistance. What's up, Andre? She needs the assistance to help. In the end, Crystal paid around $10,000, which included her down payment and the closing costs. $10,000 of $252,000 house. And she believes she's a homeowner. Okay. All right. That's all part of the program. She's not, again, Crystal's not dumb. She's not stupid. There's none of that. It's just the program. Okay. It's the psychological part.
I would say some of the hard things are kind of like realities of owning a home by yourself it is by yourself. Your income, it's on you. Your credit score is just on you. And obviously, once you move in, all the expenses are on you. So that has probably been some of the toughest things for me to kind of come to reality with.
You see that? You see that? Because Crystal's down payment was less than 20%, she pays for private mortgage insurance. You know what PMI really stands for? Pay more interest. That's what that means. Pay more interest because you didn't have the money to buy. That's what PMI is there for people that don't know. People that don't know, they're going to charge you. You better believe she got HOAs on top of that. Oh my God, it just goes on, and she will never, ever own this home. But at the same time, she thinks she owns the home. That's all part of the program. Probably, you see that neighborhood she's in? I guarantee you the 95, what you think, Andre? 95% of people in that area, in that neighborhood are just like Crystal.
I did feel worried taking on an additional debt.
Of course.
What really kind of gave me solace was that I knew a home would be more of a long-term investment.
Ooh, you see that? Besides her mortgage, Crystal has about $78,000 in debt. So add 78,000 on top of the 252,000. Okay, add that in there. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Student loans 25,000, car loan 47. What kind of 47,000? Add all that on top of the two. When she walked, listen, so you guys can understand how it works. When she walked in the bank asking for a loan for a house for Everslave, she walked into the bank asking for a mortgage. They ran her credit and they saw that. You know what the bank said? Cha-ching. Hey, a young person that doesn't know, we're about to make a killing off of you. You got any friends that want to do the same as you? Cha-ching. She is in debt. And I guarantee you, right? When is the date of this loan? This video is 2 years old. She's in deeper than that by now. She's in deeper than that. Now remember, psychological capitalism side, this is important. Videos like this, believe it or not, videos like this are needed. Okay. There must be people to fill the houses that the banks are building. There must be people to fill them. So they do videos like this to make young people believe that they can buy houses with debt when you can't. That's none of this. Listen, this video, nothing in this video is mathematically true. All of it goes against all the laws of mathematics. You cannot buy anything while you're in debt. Nothing. What are you dangling those keys for? What's that mean? I don't even know what that means. What's that for? Oh, to other people like you.
Here I plan to host Thanksgiving, so I'm excited to extend the table out and have my family in town here as well. So my parents immigrated here from Ghana, which is in West Africa.
Okay, listen. They always go with the story. What happened, how they grew up. We didn't have much. That's all part of the program. They pick a person. This is why they always do this, okay? And this is for you guys. And this is how it works, okay? They always find a person who is deep in student loan debt. So 9 times out of 10, you will probably have less student loan debt than them. And so you think to yourself, while you have your student loan debt, oh, my student loan debt is not that bad. If she can get a house with that much student loan debt, I shouldn't have no problem getting a house with my student loan debt. And then you guys follow trend, and then that's how you guys fill up those neighborhoods. That's why they're building those communities for you. So you can get PMI, HOAs. Oh my God. The American dream. Now they're telling you the American dream. If you believe you can buy a house with student loan debt, you're dreaming. If you believe you can buy a house with student loan debt and a $47,000 car in debt, you're dreaming.
I knew back in about 2018 that I wanted to move out of my parents' house the following year. First reason why I chose Atlanta, Georgia was cost of living. Definitely way more affordable for someone, especially on a single income. And then secondly, I was just able to find more of what I was looking for in terms of the new construction, and then also being in a more metropolitan suburban area. I thought I chose one, but once I got back home and started doing some research, I realized it just wasn't really a fit for me. So I had asked my realtor who lives in Atlanta to continue the search for me virtually. Luckily, he would just send me different videos, different neighborhoods, try to get my opinion. And once he sent me the video of this neighborhood, I knew just virtually that was pretty much sold.
Look how tight those houses are. You see how tight they are? They're packing them in. They're just packing them in because they're preparing for the new generation of young people. They're packing them in like pack rats. You guys have no room. You guys got rules. You can't. You think you're homeowners, but you can't paint your house. You can't put the garbage can 5 inches from the curb, else you're going to get fined. It just goes on and on and on. And then when you can no longer afford the house, they move you out and move another young person in and do the same thing, repetitive. That's how it works. Without you, the housing market wouldn't exist. I get it, totally get it. Don't care how the banks do it. I totally understand. Do them, banks. Do them good. That's how it works. But you can have a choice not to do that. You don't have to do that. You can come on the psychological capitalism side. You don't have to be on the side of debt slaves. Debt slaves are the currency. Without you, there would be no housing market. There would be no car market. There would be no credit card market. There wouldn't be none of that. Okay, Nick, did you notice that? Did you notice that, Nick? When they show the living room and the kitchen area, it's all filled in and, it looks nice. But when you went to the bedrooms, they were empty. Did you notice that? She has no money to fill. She has no money to do that.
Finding, especially a good neighborhood, a good county that has really good schools, and an area that's not too far from downtown, I figured that this is just the right time for me. And luckily for me, things just aligned where when I applied through the preferred lender, I was approved immediately. So my realtor
She's not telling you what type of mortgage she got. That's what you guys don't know. There's different type of mortgages. There's special mortgages for people like her. They're called subprime mortgages. FHA mortgage, just the mortgages that are horrible for people that don't know. Okay, because you guys are just looking to be approved. You don't care how you're approved. You're just looking to be approved. And I'm assuming they're not going to tell you she got a subprime mortgage. Okay, I guarantee you the type of mortgage she got is FHA. FHA mortgages are for people that don't know. Okay, people that absolutely refuse to understand that you cannot buy a house without your own money.
gave me a quick tour of the place, and then once he was leaving, he just looked at me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." This just all felt really surreal that I was standing in something that was mine and that I had worked hard to get, and now it was kind of
standing in something that is mine. I worked really hard to get it. No, you didn't. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean work really hard? She barely had the down payment. Now, listen, I'm not talking about her like she's dumb. I'm just pointing out something. What she's saying is to make you guys, you young people, to believe that. Hey, I deserve. They use words like deserve. Deserving has nothing to do with mathematics. Nothing. The only people that deserve to be homeowners are the people that have the cash to buy them. Period. Crystal spent $2,600 on new appliances such as a washer and dryer, refrigerator. Crystal didn't. No, she didn't. She financed that. She just bought a house, $252,000, and on top of that, $78,000 in debt in total as of 2020. She's over $300,000 in student loan debt. In debt. You think she had the money to buy a refrigerator? No, she didn't. She barely had money for down payment for the house. No, she didn't. She financed it. Now, can you imagine financing a refrigerator? Financing a washer and dryer?
The only thing is, I wish I could have gotten a better interest rate. Maybe doing it now during the pandemic times when interest rates were a little bit lower than when I initially went under contract in October. I wish that I would have saved more money outside of closing costs and down payment, because once I did move in, although my closing costs and down payment rest of the home or to furnish the home. I wish that I would have saved an additional $10K before moving in. I came back, the home was so quiet. I was like, oh, this is not the same. It's kind of lonely. Moving down to Atlanta on faith, I did not have and still don't really have too many friends. And obviously my family is based out of the DMV area. So I did make a sacrifice moving down here by myself and also moving in a home by myself as well without any roommates. So it has been an adjustment, just learning to make new friends, meet new people, and get out and about to learn the area. Buying a home has made me happier because it's made me feel more independent. It's made me feel like I have something that's truly mine.
Just listen to what she's saying. Buying a home makes me feel independent. It's mine. God, the programming. Any bank executives? Congratulations. Hey, bank, central bank. I don't know who you guys are, but congratulations. You did it. You did it. You got me too. You got me. Hey, you guys got me too. I'm not just blaming her. You got me too. Congratulations. Okay. You got her truly believing that she owns something when she owns absolutely nothing, but almost over she's probably $500,000 in debt by now. If she's even if she's even in this house. This is a 2020. If she's even still in it, she's got to be over $500,000 right now in debt. Got to be. And probably still thinking she's a homeowner. Congratulations. Millions of people think just like her. They're preparing, right, Andre? They're preparing the next generation of debt slaves. The next generation. They're preparing them. LJ got back to the debt dance.
Something that I can fix up the way that I would like and not have to get anyone else's opinion on it.
Except the banks.
Come in and I don't like something, it's my responsibility to change it up. So it's definitely giving me more of a sense of being more of an adult than just.
If the HOA committee approves, okay, you just can't do that. Yeah, I know you think it's yours, but you got to be approved by the HOA committee too, by the way.
Made me a little bit more responsible, especially when it comes to finance.
Watch your hair. Don't put it in the cake.
It has made me, and I would consider this kind of like my word for the year, is being fearless, because I feel like if I can do this, I can do so many other things that I thought I couldn't do. I can do it on my own. I can definitely do it with somebody else. That's
horrible to watch. When I say horrible, I'm just saying, remember, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Just like, see, Andre says 100 years. They're preparing for the next 100, because you guys got to remember, mortgages are 40 years now. Okay, they're not 30. They bumped it up 10 years. They're 40-year mortgages now. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that. 40 years. And if you walk into a bank asking for a mortgage, listen, if you walk into a bank with student loan debt, you got over $200,000 of student loan debt asking for a mortgage, guess what they're going to offer you? A 40-year mortgage, because you don't know any better. Hey, this is what they're going to pitch you. Hey, get a 40-year mortgage now, and then so you can afford the monthly payment. Then later on, when you start making more money and the house appreciates, you can refinance into a lower mortgage, bloggity, bloggity, blah, blah, blah. And they just go on and get you in to sign that paperwork. You got to think about this. If you were buying, say like you were buying a $300,000 business, okay? Would you do that without a lawyer? Then why would you do it without a lawyer for a house? That's called business. When you sit down and buy a house from a bank, or the bank buys the house or whatever, right? That's a business transaction for them. You are the business. You are the equity, the appreciation. It's you. Now, if you do that without a lawyer and you sit down at that paperwork, put it this way. I remember when I was a debt slave and I was signing the paperwork for my house. I remember they sat this big stack of paperwork in front of me. Okay. Big stack of paperwork in front of me. Sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here, sign here. I didn't know what I was signing or initialing. I had no clue. I just wanted the keys so I can leave, get on my social media and say, hey, look, I'm a homeowner. No, I'm not. And they sit across from me. Hey, here's the paperwork, and you got to do it now. What do you mean? Oh no, I'm going to take this paperwork I'm going to take it to my lawyer. What are you talking about? I'm not doing it now. All right, let's get to this last one. Man, I remember having this knot in my stomach. I couldn't explain it. I remember I was sitting across the desk from the bank person or whoever I was doing it from. I can't even remember. That's how bad it was. And I remember I had this knot in my stomach, like something wasn't right. I remember that, but I had nobody to ask. I didn't have nobody to explain to me why I had that knot in my stomach. Hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. Everybody says stop throwing away money on rent. This is what you're supposed to do. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you want to be a debt slave until you're dead, that's what you do. Now here's the last one. I want you guys, this is bad. Okay. I mean, well, not bad. I mean, it's business, but okay, here's the next one. Okay. Share screen. Now I'm gonna read this one. Okay. This is not a video. Okay. All right. Somebody sent me this one. Now check this out. Car companies stand to make billions with a B. Monthly fees for add-on features. Now look what they're doing now. They're copying the Tesla model. They're like, oh man, look at Elon Musk. He's making bread. For example, say like you buy a Tesla and you want the auto driving feature, that the car drives itself. You have to pay for that. That's like $10,000. And say like you get it. And now remember, people finance Teslas, so they're going to finance the auto driving. They just flip a switch and turn it on. You buy it, they flip a switch, now you got auto drive. Ain't that crazy? That's amazing. Okay. Now regular car companies are moving towards the same thing. Bananas. Okay, bananas. Okay, look at that. Now we're going to read through this because this was amazing. As soon as I saw the title, I was like, damn, they're like, oh, we got to follow Elon. Elon's making some bread and we're not doing that. Okay. All right. How would you feel about paying $5 a month for the ability to lock and unlock your car from a distance through an app? By the way, you can just get an alarm system on your car and you can do that. You don't have to pay no money. You don't have to do that. Okay. What about $25 a month charge for advanced cruise control? Advanced cruise? There's more than one type of cruise control. What's advanced? Hey, with this regular cruise control, you can only cruise for 10 miles. With this advanced cruise, you can go 100. What? Really? To pay for heated seats to be turned on in your car. Are you crazy? What if those charges continued long after your car was paid off? What? They're going to charge you a fee with a paid off car. Guess what? I'm not buying that car. I'm not buying it. No, no, and no. As vehicles become increasingly connected to the internet, car companies aim to rake in billions by having customers pay monthly or annual subscriptions to access certain features. Not content with relatively low margin business of building and selling cars. Automakers eager to pull down Silicon Valley style profits. God damn. But unlike with Netflix, you won't be able to use your ex-girlfriend's uncle's login in your new BMW. For automakers, the advantage of this model is clear. Not only do they get a stream of recurring revenue for years after an initial purchase, they can hope to maintain longer-term relationship with the customers and build brand loyalty. Hold on for a quick second, guys. For automakers, the advantage of this model is clear. Not only do they get a stream of reoccurring revenue for years after initial purchase, they hope to maintain long-term relationship with the customer and build brand loyalty. Chris, Vice President, Head of Auto Benching, Mark something. This approach can allow car makers to streamline manufacture by building cars to more uniform specifications. Hold on for a quick second. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to, I do apologize, but I'm going to have to end this. I have to do something that's very important, okay? I do apologize. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Until next time. All right, later.